Hi everyone, today I'm going to be doing a reading or a review of readings I did in November during the 2020 elections. I'm going to do them in date order and I'm going to read them exactly as they came out. And I'm not going to give any analysis. I'm just going to let you make up your own mind and do the research as to what's come out as true and what hasn't and what's still happening. So I'm just giving you what I got. And the way this works is I drew some tarot cards, and so I'll be reading out what this card is, and then I channel the and then I bring through what the Spirit says the card means, and I don't refer to the books on this. This is purely what Spirit interprets the card as. Again, it comes through me and it's nothing to do with my own opinion. It's all just information that's come through. So we're going to start with the very first day, which was the 5th of November 2020, and this was the election day. So the first card we had was the Five of Swords, and that was, let me see if I can find the Five of Swords quickly. Five of Swords. Actually, it's probably going to take too long to find all the cards. So what I'll do is you can search them on the internet what they look like, okay? So Five of Swords. This card indicates that a clear victory has been won, but the figures in the background are plotting to return on attack to show them that this victory is only short-lived. Next card is the Nine of Cups. This shows that he is sitting pretty with all of his cups available at the moment, and will only be a matter of time before he spills the beans on what he plans to do for the future of America and the world. And I think a few hours later he came out and sort of gave a speech, and that's where he just came out and said, you know, wear your masks, and first 100 days and all of that. So so that happened. And then the Six of Pentacles is the next card. This card represents what will be done in the physical plane of financial fairness. His sense of power will wane, actually, though, in the light of what he has to put up with in the future. So his sense of power will wane. And then I did a couple of readings on a couple of cards on Kamala Harris. Six of Wands. This is a victory that she can be proud of. She will rule with fairness and justice on a horse of truth and integrity. And she actually spoke later, and I thought she did a good job. And then the next card came out in reference to Kamala Harris, Empress, or was it Emperor? The Emperor, sorry, suggests that she is more than capable of taking charge of the situation and will be able to command the respect of the people and shape America into something they can be proud of. So that was the 5th, and make of it what you will. It's, I mean, sometimes the card is important to see, but really it's just listen to the message of the card, I think. And then if you want to look up what the card looks like and put it all together, you can. So then I did the same on Trump, 5th of November, and there were a few phases. I think there were 3 phases that he was going to go through. So the Page of Cups. This indicates that new knowledge will come out about the emotions of the people of America. This will show that interference of ideas have been manifested in times that should have been worked through seamlessly. But those with knowledge will be able to sort the wheat from the chaff and learn about what to do when the moment comes for the real support network to be revealed. Seven of Wands. This is phase 1, by the way. Seven of Wands, a fight to the battle of the words that have been spoken and this shall be relied upon to open the portals of truth and animosity towards the people of America by its own people. Phase 3, the Hermit. This indicates that inner justice will be done, and that learning how to be pensive is a skill that everyone will be learning. They should learn that listening to their own guidance is a source of all truth and must be trusted in the light of how universal energies work to transcend false emotional beliefs and give people the right to choose their own destiny. 10 of Wands. So the burden of truth is on the President of America to prove that the ballots were rigged and that the energies that are manifesting as a result will shield and protect those who are waiting for the truth to be revealed. 5 of Wands indicates, as the battle for supremacy continues to meter out its dictates, the true reason for delay will ensure that people will have the right information at their fingertips. Phase 3, the Empress. This indicates that learning will be in the form of knowing what to say and when to say it. Exclamation mark. The trusting of this evidence is such that justice will prevail over the system of injustice that has been running amok for so long in the history of our time, that people will start to listen without judgment of the reasons that beheld us in our minds so that they could make decisions for us instead of against us. The Fool indicates that a new journey will begin in the face of justice being served on the people of America, and can now begin in earnest to inform those of a new future in following the faith that is beset in the hearts of the following few that will listen and take note of the energies that are gaining traction in the field of opportunity to envision a future full of opportunity and joy. Exclamation mark. And then the last one is the Ace of Pentacles. Indicates that messages from the divine will be the new currency in the new world order that will be manifesting as a result of the implications of what needs to happen next in the situations that bring themselves up for review. Okay, so that was the 5th of November. Now we're moving on to the 9th of November. The Trump lawsuits. Okay. Page of Cups indicates that he will begin to assess the situation regarding the voting ballots and will find evidence of rigging in 4 states of America. These votes will be recounted and shown to be effective in Trump's favour. The news will shock people, and the decision will be made to reassess the election's results and find a clear winner in the light of new results. 3 of Swords indicates the assessment will have an effect on the people that voted against him. They will see that the rules were broken and that the judgments made were on the premise that people were ready for a change in a new direction. But it's often the case that Biden voters will issue a new regime because it makes sense not to follow the dictates of someone who does not have their interests at heart. 2 of Swords indicates that decisions will be made in the light of new results that show a failure of governments to progress the situation towards a satisfactory outcome. 10 of Wands. This indicates that the burden of proof will be firmly on the shoulders of the prosecution service that allows evidence to be shown to people who are implicated in the decisions to make the mistake of believing they were in the right to do so. Ace of Swords. This indicates that the decision to null and void the election results will be something that goes against the usual process of electoral decisions and will change the face of government procedures in years to come for a very long time. We have known for a very long time that people were not happy with the way things were, and now There is a chance to change the situation for the better. Exclamation mark. 8 of Wands indicates that making decisions will come through communication of the people who were involved in the sting operation, and this will represent the views of the people who voted for the Trump administration. Queen of Swords. This indicates that a decision will be made by the High Court, and this will be pronounced when the evidence has been judged and verified by the case conveners, and will represent the final decision to make the election not count and send people to jail who have been complicit in this fraudulent fiasco. 9 of Swords. This indicates there will be a period of uncertainty and anxiety amongst the people who have been most affected, but this will soon blow over and calm will reign once more. Queen of Pentacles. This indicates that a woman who is very grounded will be summoned to make an appearance on behalf of the American people, and this will help pick up the pieces of chaos in the minds of those that make decisions regarding the acceptance of the decisions for the country as a whole. 10 of Cups indicates that the outcome will be perfect for the wishes and dreams of all those that are operating from love, compassion, and integrity. And on the bottom of the deck that day, there was the World card, which indicates the cycle of completion has ended and a new world has begun. And we move on to the 10th of November, 20. The Ace of Swords. This was about the lawsuits and the progress it was making. Ace of Swords indicates that decisions have been made around what needs to be done in the face of evidence being supplied by the prosecutors to the Court of the Justice. Ace of Wands indicates that new ideas around decisions will be considered in the light of new evidence. And 9 of Swords indicates that many decisions will have to be made that are not in alignment with the ideas that have been wished for by the public voters that wanted Trump to win. Bottom of the deck is a 10 of Cups, and then it says see election reading. So the 10 of Cups that day was the outcome will be perfect for the wishes and dreams of all those that are operating from love, compassion, and integrity. Okay, and then 1111 was the divine twin flame portal. And then the 12th of November was the 5 of Pentacles, indicates that massive unrest among the people will erupt in the light of new evidence. Ace of Wands indicates that evidence will show immoralities that gain traction in the light of revealing who were responsible for learning that atrocities were committed in the army that should never have been mandated in the first place. Lovers indicate that even though many people are not happy with the outcome, the overall energy will be that of empathy and faith. Faith in the justice that will be done, and faith in the people who have been put in charge of the cleanup operation. 2 of Pentacles. This indicates that leanings towards one side or the other will show a reluctance to change viewpoints based on what will be the outcome of the election results and how they respond to it. King of Wands indicates that messages will come from on high and will trigger the setting off of new initiatives that will ensure that many people have the opportunity to focus on what they want to achieve in the light of new knowledge regarding the election and what it means to make a decision based on new ideas that will take them forward into what will be the future of the political system. Ace of Cups indicates that many people now will be able to make decisions based on what they feel is right in their hearts to do, given the right information about how to go about it. 9 of Swords. This indicates the completion of a cycle of unrest and miscommunication about what has been going on. 4 of Wands. This indicates a new beginning, and this will mean many are drawn to new lives, new occupations, and new learnings that will gain them the ability to take charge of their own destinies and be given another chance to manifest the dreams they were hoping to achieve before all of this was an issue. The Hierophant. This indicates that not only will justice prevail, but the reasons it does so is because we have a system of higher guidance that is now usurping the freedoms of those who would wish to destroy us. Okay, the 15th and 16th of November. Again, I think this is about the progress. Judgment indicates that judgments will be made about the validity of the election results that will ensure fair analysis of the procedures being used. Queen of Swords indicates that messages of the elite forces will give evidence that sways the decision of the courts to acquiesce to the decision of the tribe to make changes in how the governments run their affairs and how they manage and respect the needs of the people involved in being deprived of the right to have their voice heard and acknowledged. Phase 2. Eight of Wands indicates that many issues will be completed by being communicated in a way that ensures we are heading towards a fair and equal trial. Fair and equal trial. 10 of Pentacles. This indicates that we are making progress in the physical realm that will ensure the outcomes that are being sought will engage the perceptions of those that underlie the situation's most prominent aspects, that engage the thinking behind the territories that mention the words to be spoken in earnest. Oh, the trials. Yeah, that was like Arizona, and that's when they were giving all those speeches, wasn't it? The Moon indicates that shadow aspect of life that have been hidden will ensure they are placed within the realms of understanding that make meaning become irrelevant in the cause of justice, fairness, and humility. The Emperor indicates that he will rule the situation with an iron hand and will not let emotional factors be involved in any decisions to be made under the guise of all applications to foreclose a certain jurisdiction of fairness. Page of Pentacles indicates that massive change will occur in the authoritarian guise of governments and will not be allowed to function in the way that it previously has, and be usefully laid to rest in the process of understanding the lessons of the past and moving more positively in the future. 5 of Pentacles indicates that much of the mentality of lack and victimhood can be cast aside and allowed to be laid to rest in the light of new information that gains the attention of those that need transition from one state to another. So from a lack to a prosperity mentality. 9 of Pentacles indicates that learning more frequently to transition from a lack mentality will be the key to understanding how to transition from one state to that of being prosperous in mind, body and soul. And the bottom of the deck was the Queen of Cups. This indicates that issues will be sorted in the light of evidence revealed with a fair and generous heart. So this was really good because it's about going from a lack mentality to that of going from one state to another. Now, how that comes about, whether you do that through the law of attraction stuff or whether it happens because, you know, governments are doing something, I really don't know. Okay, so 20th of the 11th on 20. Strength card. This indicates that the case is getting stronger and will ensure that the right systems will be in place to make a case for the judgment of the outcome to be fair and exact. Queen of Swords indicates that many people will be assisting the process of making a clean decision or clear decision in the court to ensure a fair outcome. The Hierophant. This indicates the enemy will be overridden towards the more gentle outcome, but nevertheless the information will promote truth in the light of information to come. 5 of Cups. This indicates many will be regretting their actions and now focusing on how to rectify the situation. Queen of Swords. This will be ensuring that she entitled to the outcome based on the information that was provided in the light of evidence presented. And I made a note here, I thought that was Sidney Powell at the time. 6 Cups indicates that many will want to go back to living normally, but the future looks like it will change for the better. The Knight of Cups. This indicates that a gallant process will take over to ensure that fairness and justice are revealed to be the main motivation for those who would see a future fit for a king. So Knight of Cups, generally we get the Knight of Cups, it's a building up to the king. So this is like the building of the new justice system. Fairness and justice. Okay, Wands. The 5 of Wands. Battling for position can create a nuisance for some in this process, but the truth will still find a way to come out on top. And the bottom of the deck was the King of Wands, which I thought was Rudy Giuliani. King of Wands indicates that making decisions will be based on facts rather than emotion. Then we move on to the 24th. This was the 20th, so 4 days later, I then went in, did what's going on with the Trump legal team, because by then Sidney Powell had been sort of separated from that. So I'll go through this. So the 5 of Wands indicates that the battle for the election results will continue to gain momentum as the forces of justice begin to unfold what has been going on. 10 of Pentacles. This indicates that people will be putting their money on the systems that create justice in the light of new information that derives from the outcomes of messages that have been endowed with evidence that shows corruption in the light of dealings with those that made enemies of their counterparts in the manner that was shown to be elicited from the courts of the justice as well as the Supreme Courts of Justice. I have no idea what any of this means, by the way. 4 of Swords indicates that people will need to rest over the weekend and gather their strength and test their resolute to make a new start on Monday. 8 of Wands indicates that meanings are communicated in such a way as to manifest insights that give us the ability to show the index of results that obtain the facts from the systems of justice that are going to make sure that people know what went wrong. The Hierophant. This indicates that people will be in charge of the systems that create justice on a level that is beyond the comprehension of the most inadequate understandings of the current judicial system. And then we got the Sun card. This indicates that people will be willing to forego their status in the light of what gets revealed. In the meantime, they will poke fun at them, but the light will shine even brighter in a way than before, in a way that astounds the people of America insofar as being at one with the solutions that come out of this situation, to the extent that many will oversee the process that gains clarity on the situation and fields the responsibility of justice on the people of America. Ace of Cups. This indicates that whatever is shown in good faith will be transgressed into what will be the first setting to be gained via the systems of justice that prevail in the light of the parameters that show anomalies in the judgment of the systems that gained traction on the election and gained credibility for the result when in fact they were corrupt, dishonest and undeniably falsified. And I won't mention the company of the name, but it begins with D. 6 of Wands indicates a victory will be conceded to, and the powers that be will train the conditions of the situation to ensure the fairness of outcomes, so as to ensure the beginning of a new and more prosperous era. Nine of Cups indicates that even though the prosecution has taken place and the cards are on the table, the justice system will enforce penalties to be made by those who would try to enforce legislation that corrupts and endangers the lives for those who they are responsible. And then the Tower card indicates that mass tyranny will now be collapsed and given the status of being null and void. Bottom of the deck was the Fool, which indicates that new beginnings in the form of a placebo effect justice will come into being as soon as the creative aspects of the justice system derail the former applications of success and give us a new normal so that we can begin to live by faith and not fear. Then on the 24th, which I think I might do that as a separate one actually. Okay, Three of Wands. I'll just read this one out. So 30th 11th, page 1. Three of Wands indicates that making progress is being delayed by the interference from people who are making claims about their legitimacy regarding the ballots and the processes being used. Phase 2, Hermit indicates that making progress is being observed by those that were interfering in the process but are now in hiding due to making changes in how they perform data analysis, checks and assurances. Six of Swords indicates that making progress is being processed by those that make decisions based on the evidence being processed. Seven of Cups indicates that making progress is being processed by those that wish to make changes in the process so that fairness is able to make itself known in the light of new evidence being presented here in Arizona today. Three of Wands indicates that progress is being made via the identity of those who were making judgments in the name of learning how to make an offer that would be in the process of giving answers to judges that gave them what they had, that gave them what had gone on in the process of making change in the process of giving evidence to the judges. King of Wands indicates that progress is being made in the process of gaining new evidence. And the Five of Pentacles indicates that progress is being made in the light of new evidence that the ballots are being placed in the wrong identity formats. The Emperor indicates that progress is being made in the light of being manufactured by those that are in charge of the process being assessed. That was, I saw that as Pence as the Emperor at that time. And then Seven of Swords indicates that progress is being made in the light of new evidence that shows deceitful behaviour has taken place. The Seven of Swords is all about deceit. And then the Death card indicates that progress is being made in the light of new evidence that shows that fraudulent behaviour has caused the death of the American voting system. That one was like, whoa, when I did that one. Yeah, I'll read that one again. Death indicates that progress is being made in the light of new evidence that shows that fraudulent behaviour has caused the death of the American voting system. It's quite explosive, that one. And then the bottom of the deck, Knight of Pentacles, indicates that progress is being made in the light of physical evidence being presented. So this was all about progress. And then I do have actually the last one, that this was on the 30th and this was on the 24th, but I wanted to do this one separately. Sidney Powell, Justice for All, 24th of November. This is all about Sidney Powell and her reading on her and the energies around her. So, Eight of Wands indicates that we have been lied to for so long that we no longer know what's right and what's wrong. We have been judged for so long as conspiracy theorists that giving voice to the truth is a scary prospect and will genuinely be missed via the outlets that have stopped us from expressing our truth. The Queen of Swords indicates that truth shall reign in the light of evidence that concedes to the tyranny that has been running the systems of justice for so long that we need to envision a new way of being in our power, such that we have the capacity to tell the truth when all else fails, to make it via the right channels that show us the ability of the courts to make amends for the righteous dealings that gave us permission to avoid the path of expression of truth in the name of failure to comply with the animosity of those that would have us do otherwise. So this is all about being afraid to speak your truth and, you know, all of that. Freedom of speech getting squashed. Phase 2. The Fool indicates a new beginning in the way the justice system is portrayed and how it conducts its business to justify the expenditure of its legal system, to ensure that monies are channeled in the right direction, to show the truth of what's being revealed in the light of crimes committed against humanity, and how it will impact those who have been affected directly by the atrocities committed in the name of justice. Phase 3, the Tower. This indicates that the new justice system will avail of all unnecessary dealings that have anything to do with learning how to be mean and dismissive of those who want to be noticed for their work in the fields of tyranny, and how they can become the new thought leaders in their field. The Ace of Cups. This indicates that the process for living truthfully will be found in the hearts of those that believe they have the right to share what they know, so that justice can be done in the future in the form of pertaining to literature that states that we all must do our best to judge others based on merit and not on social or financial status. Nine of Cups indicates there will be an inquisition into the notions that gave rise to the tyranny in the first place. 6, the Lovers. This indicates that the outcome will be based on the principle of love in its highest form, and how many people have been misjudged according to expressing what was going on in their hearts. And the Queen of Cups, which she is the Queen of Hearts, indicates that the process of litigation will be assessed with compassion, love, and integrity. And the bottom of the deck, which gives the underlying meaning of the full reading, is 2 of Pentacles. This indicates that fairness comes from knowing who's in the right position at the right time for the right reason. So that was that sort of batch of readings I did during that time. You can go back and listen to it. I wanted to put it down here for the record so that I have it available to me when I need to listen. So I hope that's been useful. Please feel free to like, subscribe and share this channel to anyone that you think might find it useful. And I send you all love and light. Thank you for listening. Namaste. Have a great day.